Jack Ebling here with Lindsay Huddleston. We are at Breslin Center after a big Michigan State win over Iowa, rallying from 10 down in the second half for a 78-70 win.
There were a lot of non-believers walking around this place tonight. They didn't know. It was tough, man.
People weren't leaving for the exits, but they were getting their coats on. They were getting ready to go. And you have to hand it to Rocket Watts.
Yes.
Tremendous job of keeping Michigan State in the game. Finally, you see what the coaches all saw, what the teammates saw. He can get his own shot anytime he wants it. And when he's feeling confident, he's got that stroke. He's a tough cover.
Yeah, he's a true freshman, and he's playing great. So you almost have to say he's playing at a level of greatness that's unexpected for a true freshman at this point in the season.
A game high, 21 points. Cassius Winston had 19 in the second half when he outscored Luka Garza 19-8. Garza had 20 points, but just 8 for 19 from the field, 0 for 5 from deep. Held him to single-digit rebounds, and Iowa had so many offensive rebounds. Lindsay, seemed like they got every loose ball. 16 offensive rebounds. Ryan Kriener, who's a guy in a scouting report, you said, okay, don't worry about that.
Right.
He had 18 points in 18 minutes.
Didn't see that coming, right?
No, nobody did. And Izzo was not happy about the offensive rebounding, but when he's really happy, he'll retire.
You're right about
that.
He
won't be happy anymore.
Right. You know, you wonder if this game was indicative of quote-unquote Michigan State basketball, grinding it out, hard fought, back and forth, staying in to the very end, and then pull it out.
Well, they've had some of those before, and they've lost them.
Right.
This year, in fact, they've now played 8 games decided in the final minute, and they've only won 3. So for Michigan State, this was as much of a must-win you can have before a championship game. And to have any chance at a share of the Big Ten title, it's in their hands now. They go on the road to Maryland, a team they led by 7 late in the game here.
Right.
They know they can play with Maryland. They think they can play with Maryland, and now they have to do it and then get a little bit of help.
Yeah. There's one other group of people that need to get some credit, the Spartan fans tonight. Some big plays. This place erupted. I mean, they were really locked in. I think that helped the Spartans.
Great environment. I think it probably helped Michigan State 2 or 3 times. Once when it looked like they might just kind of toss it in, the fans wouldn't let them. And then when Michigan State cut the lead down and took the lead and then lost it again and came back. And it was funny, at one point, Cassius Winston made 2 free throws, and it was so quiet. And then, within 5 seconds, it was pandemonium again.
You kind of touched on it, Jack. How important was this game? How much hinged on this game? I mean, getting a loss, you know, could we say pack it in, it's a wrap?
I think so. But this had been, Michigan State had been Iowa's Achilles forever.
Sure.
Michigan State's now won 19 of the last 22 against Iowa, 19-3 in that span. And this is the first time, Lindsay, in 14 years that they have played and Iowa was higher ranked.
Wow.
Iowa was number 18, Michigan State was number 24. And I had a great chance to talk to Luka Garza alone after the game. I got him for
only
about
Jack Ebling. Only Jack Ebling.
Lucky, right place, right time. I got him for 2.5 minutes, and you'll hear that tomorrow on The Drive with Jack, along with some clips from Cassius Winston, Xavier Tillman, and Rocket Watts.
Sure. I got Coach Fran McCaffrey only for a second. He had a one-word response. I said, what is it about Michigan State's teams that you've seen over and over? What's the theme? He said defense. No surprise there, right?
No. Held Iowa to 70. Michigan State did not score as many as some teams have against Iowa. Iowa's defense is not particularly good.
No.
Gave up triple digits at Michigan, triple digits at Purdue. Purdue's not going to make the NCAA tournament, and when they go over 100 on you, you have some defensive issues. But this Iowa team wore down, I think, again. You really only have 7 players healthy.
Right.
You know, they wound up throwing a couple of guys in at the end of the game for less than 20 seconds, but situational things. They really only have 7 healthy bodies, and Michigan State leaned on them. They used 4 or 5 different guys.
Right, sure did.
You know, didn't have X except for about the first 4:50 of the first half. Didn't have him at all after that. He hated it. Hated every minute of it, sitting on the bench. But Marcus came in, blocked a couple shots. Kithier came in, used his fouls.
Yes, he did.
Julius Marble. And they made him work. By the end of the game, Garza knew he'd been in a battle.
Yeah, I think that they just out-toughed them and they out-Michigan State them, if that's a word we can use. And I think that's important. despite Iowa not really having the physical depth with their bench, whatnot, was this game somewhat of a tournament-style game with the back and forth, play-by-play, relatively low scoring compared to how high it can get?
I think it's been a Big Ten regular season game. That's what they all are now.
Sure,
but
sure.
Michigan State with 11 bodies, moving in and out of the lineup, and especially in the second half when Tillman was fresh, and he was running Garza. He'd come out, he'd make him come out, make him switch, come out. And that's why I think Garza lost his legs. He was 0 for 5 from deep.
And you talk about Iowa not having the depth, and like you said, Michigan State being able to get all these players, freshmen, Julius Marble, getting Kithier in there. It's like, I remember Tom Izzo saying a few seasons ago, you guys aren't going to hold me hostage.
Right.
Now he has the depth, and I think that helped him out a great deal.
Yeah, and Aaron Henry did some things tonight.
He did.
17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Cassius had 9 assists, and one of the prettiest bounce passes you will ever see. He got X, and he just knew where he was going to be. He told me after the game he works on that, spinning it, putting English on the ball,
like
and it went right around the defender. And X says, well, look what I got here, Christmas present.
Yeah. No, that was awesome. So could we say there was an officially an Aaron Henry sighting tonight?
I think the only guy who doesn't believe in Aaron Henry sometimes is Aaron Henry.
Yeah, Henry,
you need to work on that.
Yeah. He talked about his consistency.
Opposing coaches know how good he is.
Everyone, national media, everyone talks about him, and that's what they wait on. But I just think, it's all about him, giving himself permission to be successful. Hint, hint, wink, wink. And I think those type of conversations help Aaron Henry along the way. Yeah.
Well, he nearly had the dunk of the year.
He did.
He was going in, and Kriener got him in a very sensitive area.
Yeah, right.
And he made the first free throw, missed the second. I was sitting next to Kyle under the basket, and I was going to say if he made the second one, they should do that every time he goes to the line.
Right, poor guy. No, but he really had a level of confidence, and again, like talking to him, he talked about just really, believing in himself, getting out there and doing. I think it's easy to take for granted, when everyone sees how great you are, but you have to kind of see it and get to that point where you can believe it, and it normally doesn't happen on everyone else's timetable. But luckily, it got to happen here, one of the last home games for the season, and that can carry over into the postseason and hopefully far for them.
And it was the first night here in a long time that I haven't heard people talk about football.
Right. And I guess that's a good thing, because that means things are steady as she goes with, Coach Tucker, and then bringing a great staff together.
There's 9 of the 10 spots filled. Still does not have his defensive coordinator named, and he has a lot of flexibility with that.
Are you available?
Hey, for what they're paying, sign me up. Actually, they have options. They have Mike Tressel on staff. He's been a DC. Harlan Barnett has as well. They've been co's. So they can do a lot of things, but I think he's holding out. He's trying to get the guy he really wants. And if that happens, it'll be a pretty amazing staff. If not, it'll still be a very good staff, and I think one that is going to hit the ground running on the recruiting trail.
Jack, you always got some great insight. Is that holdout potentially about money, about other things? What do you think can be the main issue?
No, I don't think it's money. I think it's a matter of, does the guy want to leave in light of what he thinks they're going to do next year? This is a top 5 program. Thinks they got a great chance to win a national championship, and you have emotional investment ties with guys. If you're a co-coordinator at a top 5 program and you figure, okay, now I'm this close to being a head coach, do I do that, or do I come to a place like Michigan State where it's clearly a building process?
Right.
Maybe take a step back. So a lot of things to consider.
Sure. Getting the inside scoop right here from Jack.
Sometimes these are family decisions too. People don't want to accept that, but your wife has a say in it. Your kids, the whole family. When did you just relocate the last time?
Right.
So.
Yeah, and whose turn is it to kind of follow who? You're right about that.
Exactly. But Michigan State has to get on the road and head to Maryland for game Saturday. Once again, it's game day. We just had game day here for Michigan State and Maryland. Now Michigan State at Maryland is game day. And I guarantee Saturday you will see all those 3-pointers that Maryland hit here, the 4 in a row, to turn a 7-point deficit into a 7-point win. You will see that on Saturday morning. So if you don't want to watch that from 11 to noon, don't watch ESPN. But ESPN was here tonight, and Dockich and company, and they had a chance to see how Luka Garza can be defended.
Right. That's going to be on everyone's scouting report going forward, too.
I should mention that holding Garza to 20, here's how tough it is. He's played Michigan twice. Michigan right now is the hottest team in the league.
Right.
He scored 77 points against U of M in 2 games.
That's amazing.
And if they play in the Big Ten tournament and he scores 43, he's already scored 44 against them in Ann Arbor. If he scores 43, that'll be 120 points against one opponent.
Wow.
And that's never been done before in the Big Ten history.
Yeah. Wow. You got to keep an eye out for that. Speaking of keep an eye out for things, keep an eye out for the time. What's coming up with Press Pass?
You're coming up, along with Tom Crawford and Matt Charbonneau, and that will be Sunday night at 11 on Fox 47. We'll see you then. For Lindsay Huddleston, Jack Ebling saying, have a great week, everyone.